I'm Dolo, and I'm good with
But
that.
don't fuck with me.
I'm backed by God, so I don't even know how to have the fear you need me to have.
Boy, if you weak ass niggas even thought of doing something to me, I light y'all bitch ass up.
I don't fuck with nobody. So when you fuck with me, I'm fuck with you.
You want to be somewhere where people are all trying to grow. And if you going behind, guess what they gonna do? Tell you, hey bro, either get right or get the hell on. You see what I'm saying? But them the type of people you need to be around because that holds you to a standard.
If you can't receive someone telling you something, and even if you don't like who's saying it, if you're focused on what they're who's saying it, then what they're saying, you're not emotionally intelligent.
That's a fact.
You're emotional.
God put me through a lot of trials and tribulations so that I wouldn't get complacent, so that I could remember who the fuck I am.
Obsessed with finding myself now and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself.
I believe in wins and lessons. Ain't no such thing as a loss. Everything is a lesson.
You can't let nothing break you. I don't care what the situation is, my nigga. Don't let that shit break you, because it's always a way.
Stay you. Be you, be different. Don't try to follow no ways. What work for somebody else ain't gonna work for you.
Oh, I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to scrub and better myself. Or I'm just trying to be a better person. Yeah.
Giving your best is enough. And sometimes we lose track of that. So for anybody out there, you know, you're enough.
If one door closed, another one gonna open.
I'm someone you really shouldn't put your hands on. So just make sure that this what you want, because I'm not gonna stop, and I'm very resourceful.
See, I'm not one of them niggas that know a lot about a little. I know a little about a lot, bitch. I might not be the brightest candle on the cake, but bitch, I'm lit.
Father, okay, ready? I'm gonna be.
Bitch on the ride on my back like a Mustang. I got a watch on my wrist, is a bust down. See ya. I'm tryna hop on a flight at a time. See ya. But I sent my baby to bring it right round. See ya.
Yo, it's your boy Light Buddha Mike back at it again with another TikTok live reaction. Oh, and we got King in the building. What it do? What it do, King J?
What up? What up?
Shit. See, I like that song too, DJ. That's why I put that up there, man. You know, I'm Black Power Ranger, so it go hand in hand.
Yeah, ready.
Shoes, what it do? Wait for everybody to get in here quick, you know what I'm saying? Before I start playing some videos. You know what I'm saying? So y'all already know what it is. It's Lois' house.
I thank you, Lord, for my birth and everything that's followed. I thank you, Lord, for today, and I will pray for tomorrow. I thank you, Lord, for your guidance, because it's all that counts. And right here, right now, Lord, this is your house.
I probably wouldn't shot.
Yeah. Let's notice a lot of my videos are on here. Let's put some up there.
Kirlian photographs show energy emanating from the body. A picture of a hand, for example, depicts the fingers illuminated by energy. If two people touch fingertips, the energy appears to fight until both people accept the presence of the other. Another interesting case involves people who have amputated feet and legs. These people frequently report intense pain originating from phantom limbs. When a person places their hand on the area of pain, where the missing limb would be, and massages it as if there was a hand or limb there, the pain stops. At the point of death, the human body inexplicably loses several ounces of weight. Studies have also shown that when photographed with light-sensitive film, for an amount of nanoseconds, less than a second, a large illumination expands from the body and disappears upon death. These examples all point toward the conclusion that a separate body or being composed of energy inhabits the physical human body. The bioelectric fields captured by Kirlian photographs are postulated by many to be an expression of the aura, representing our chi life force energy. Psychics, mystics, and shamans the world over in traditions including Christian, Chinese, Japanese, Egyptian, and Tibetan have all talked about being able to see a faint multicolored corona or halo around people's physical bodies and heads. This aura emanates from the energy body, which exists within and permeates the physical body. Healthy, positive, and spiritual people are said to have glowing white gold auras, while unhealthy, negative, or immoral people have more subdued, darker color auras. Each person's aura is said to be unique, but constantly changing based on thoughts, mood, disease, environment, and other factors. Experiments with Kirlian photographs and bioelectrography have proved very consistent with ancient definitions of the aura. Michael Talbot wrote, "One mystical phenomenon that appears to involve the ability to see reality's frequency aspects is the aura, or human energy field. The notion that there is a subtle field of energy around the human body, a halo-like envelope of light that exists just beyond normal human perception, can be found in many ancient traditions. In India, sacred writings that date back over 5,000 years refer to this life energy as prana. In China, since the 3rd millennium BC, it has been called qi, and is believed to be the energy that flows through the acupuncture meridian system. Kabbalah, a Jewish mystical philosophy that arose in the 6th century BC, calls this vital principle nephesh, and teaches that an egg-shaped bubble of iridescence surrounds every human body. In their book Future Science, writer John White and parapsychologist Stanley Krippner list 97 different cultures that refer to the aura with 97 different names. Adrian Cooper wrote, "The aura is also an extremely accurate indicator of spiritual attainment. Highly spiritual, evolved people will be instantly recognizable by a vivid, clean, dynamic aura, the most prominent feature of which is an intense, bright golden yellow area extending from and around the crown of the head. Sometimes the aura can be so intense it can even be viewed by people not usually possessing the ability of auric vision. It is also this intense golden aura around the head of highly spiritual people that gives rise to the so-called halo, as often, for example, depicted around the head of Jesus or a saint. Skeptics claim that Kirlian photography is merely capturing variances in pressure, humidity, temperature, voltage, etc., and not some mystical aura. It is true that New Age fairs and internet sites sell aura cameras, often marketing them as Kirlian cameras. These are indeed misleading and serve no practical purpose beyond that of a mood ring. However, electrophysiological studies have shown that corona emanation of true Kirlian photographs does not relate to temperature, perspiration, galvanic skin response, vasoconstrictions, or dilations. While it may be easy for some to discount 97 traditions around the world and their descriptions of the aura, it is much harder to discount Dr. Moss and Dr. Dumitrescu's amazing work with cancer detection, or the Heuristic Institute's results involving couples. Dr. Edward Condrit wrote, "The greatest advance in the utilization of Kirlian photography was made by the efforts of the German doctor Peter Mandel, who was trained as an acupuncturist. He observed that by treating disease states with acupuncture points, the corresponding deficiencies in the Kirlian photograph would change. After years of research, Dr. Mandel has developed a diagnostic and treatment program based on Kirlian analysis. Disease states are caused by energy blockages. The Kirlian photograph helps to determine the overall energy flow of the body and locations of energy blockage, which are manifested in the disease state. Dr. Mandel has categorized types of energy patterns on the Kirlian into endocrine, toxic, and degenerative. Endocrine is the pre-disease state. The patient has symptoms, but there is no discernible pathology. The Kirlian can be extremely valuable in locating the area of blockage. The second type of disturbance in the energy pattern is the toxic state. This is when tissue changes develop, such as inflammation, congestion, and blockages of energy flow in the body. The third type is the degenerative type, where the body begins to show destructive tissue changes.
Interesting. I like it. I like it.
I don't know what I just heard, but I know I got an echo.
Hold on. I gotta fix that.
You never heard them talk about dinosaurs, did you? Because they never existed. Those are bones, our bones. And they can't tell you that that was you and that you were bigger because the planet was higher in frequency and in dimension. So the animals was big. We stood up to 100 feet tall, some of us. On average, we stood between 50 to 80 feet. We are those giants they tell you about. All those fossils they dig up and shit in history, because we breaking down the history spin. We are those fossils. You never heard them even in their Bible, in their man-made Bible. They didn't write about the dinosaurs, did they? No, they did not. Bones they dig up of us all the time to keep the truth away from you about who and what you really are.
Yes, sir. We really need to figure out how to get like an affidavit to get like a search of the archives of whatever's in the Smithsonian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like no matter what, we should be able to see what they have, whether it be in display or not. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I sent you a whole bunch of videos on TikTok too. I don't know if you got them.
Probably not.
Yeah, I sent you like a couple of them shits.
See, I want to say like this: unless you share it, type link. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I won't see it on my timeline because that's what I'm checking it for. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Because I just scroll up and shit whatever's on the timeline. And I'm like, oh, that's good. I like that. That sounds nice.
I sent it to you TikTok message. That's what it was. I sent you to it like that.
Yeah.
So you'll see all the recent videos that I sent you.
Plus, you know, I got 2 TikToks, so you gotta send it to both of them.
Yeah, I think it's the other one with the little cartoon. With the little
if it's Mike Will made it, I probably got it. If it's the other one, I can't remember what the little Stoner in the Hot Box or some shit. One of those.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Mike Will made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to see the Vatican archives too. Yeah. I agree with your shoes. I agree.
Sir, today I'm appearing as the agent and settler for David Hall.
Okay. Could you get Mr. Hall for me then, sir? Where is he?
I go by that name, sir. My name sounds exactly like the defendant's, and I'm here to settle that matter today.
So are you and David Hall one and the same person?
I'm not a person. I'm an individual. David Hall is a person.
Okay.
I am
Are
the
you
agent to
and
that
David
name.
Hall one and the same individual?
I go by the name David Hall, sir, and I'm here about that matter today.
Okay, so you go by the name David Hall. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. The person who goes by the name of David Hall who's standing in front
I'm
of
the
you.
individual.
You're
I am
the
an
individual.
individual, not a person.
You're not a person.
Yes, sir. David Hall is a person. I am a private individual. David Hall is a person under color of law, sir.
Okay, where's David Hall then? The person David Hall.
He exists on
If he
paper,
would
sir.
have
David
said
Hall
the
is a
piece of
corporation.
paper
This action is under color of law, sir, and I do
beginning.
understand that.
You know what I'm saying?
I am here in my real capacity as the private individual for that name.
Okay,
And I'm
so
here about that matter.
You're the
and I'm
private.
happy to
You're the
settle it.
private individual, David Hall.
I'm the settler, sir.
You're the
I'm
settler,
the settler.
David Hall.
I'm the settler to David Hall, sir.
Are you the
I'm
private
happy to-
individual, David Hall?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Everybody
we got
else
that
in the
straight. We
background
agree
like,
on that. Okay.
man, this dude
Now,
gets it, dude.
today,
I'm
the
going
court's going to
wherever
say
he said.
the settler, the agent, the
He
individual's
might be on
bond,
for something, bro.
and even the person's
Well, he
bond today,
fucked up because
on count
dude
4
keeps
at
trying to say
$10,000
person.
because the settler,
I'm
the
like,
agent,
no,
the
a
individual,
person, bro.
and the
Paste that
person
piece
has
of
not
paper is
stopped
what you
driving,
want.
even though the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person continues to drive without a driver's license. Court
Said
will
the one
revoke
in
the
the back
bond
are trying
for
to
the
get
settler,
engaged.
the agent, the individual, and even the person of David Hall. So,
May I post bond, sir?
well,
Is there
are
any
you,
other
Are you
may-
asking me as the settler, the agent, the individual, or are you asking me as the person?
Sir, I'm asking as the individual appearing before you today about this matter.
Well, the
Do I
individual,
have...
the settler, the agent, the individual, or the person can post the bond. However, the settler, the agent, or the individual, David Hall, will not be released in any event because this court is revoking the bond on on a felony case and a misdemeanor case on the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person, David Hall.
Where is my remedy, sir?
Well, whose remedy are you asking for? The settler, the agent, the individual, or the person?
I'm asking for the
Wait,
opportunity...
who are you speaking on behalf of right now?
Sir, I don't understand that question. I believe that you're trying to confuse me now.
No, I'm not.
I'm
no.
simply separating myself from the person. They are two different entities,
Right,
and I know
but the
that.
court is not viewing you as two different people. The court is viewing you as
Well, why
one
not,
entity
sir?
for the purpose of these cases.
Then what entity are you referring to me as?
I'm
Because I
referring
think you're referring to me as...
the David Hall, who's the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person.
I'm not the person, sir.
That shit hit at the end. But the thing was, the judge kind of got the spiel of it. You know what I'm saying? He tried to get in there. The dude would have, if he was smart enough, he would have asked on what right or authority do you have to sit in that seat? You know what I'm saying? Like, whose oath did you swear? Who did you swear or oath to? You know what I'm saying? Like that's these are the questions you're supposed to ask. But that dude's already arrested. Shit was like they be feeding you real fluoride water up in there, like real fluoride. Shit's so thick. You know what I'm saying? If it's cold enough, you can see it still. You know what I mean? That shit come out white. You're like, what the fuck is this?
If you want to take care of your body, you start eating better. If you want to take care of your mind, stop watching stuff that make you mad, emotionally pissed, consumes your energy. Energy is real, and controlling your energy, whether you believe it or not, is a real thing. There are great entities trying to control your energy. That is real, whether you believe it or not. People will consume themselves staring at it and just wanting to find more hate and see this and that. That's so unhealthy for your life. Think of how much purity and love you have inside you to offer to so many people. Tap into that.
And that's real talk. That's you guys should have learned that from the Boondocks though. Huey was teaching y'all that. He's like, that's what happened when you watch a whole bunch of fucking black entertainment. You know what I mean? And he started talking slower. Dude had fucking dark circles under his eyes, like he was doing drugs and shit. It's because that shit it sucks your soul. Like the idiot box off of fucking Batman. What was it? Batman Forever. Yeah, that shit was fucked up. But yeah, man, motherfucking shit crazy.
Shit is crazy, bro. That is crazy.
You just have to watch what you intake. That's all.
Nah,
Because
he's right
wherever
about
you
it.
digest is basically what you are. Because you are what you eat or consume. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
entertainment you consume of is the entertainment you want to see. The things that you say in your life is what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say, "Oh," I'm not saying it, but if you said something like you're gonna have a bad day or some shit, your body's listening. You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
body receives everything you say because that is the magic of it. The words that you say is the shit that you intake. Because just because you thought of it, you know what I'm saying? That's even more powerful than the words you say. Because some people know how to project their thoughts. That's some scary shit.
Right.
Because that's how we talking about Nikola Tesla here. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of food is that?
But I'll play a video real quick. Let's get it.
Hello, my fellow flame walkers, those who care about life and want to keep preserving the life that is within ourselves. So we do that by sharing and extending it to others. I convinced my mother-in-law to get a humane way of catching the mice that was plaguing. We're gonna let this one go. Go. It's all right. Go. Go. Make way for life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me, man. That's my Black Power Rangers. You know I am. I be getting in it right. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to stay up out of the fights, but the dark be pulling me in, right? You know what I'm saying? They just like the light, and I gotta show them how bright I am. That's why I'm the sun.
The mathematics, as the 5% nation would call it, when they say 5%, right? The original meaning they had was that out of all the people in the world, only 5% of the world knew the truth, lived the truth, teach the truth. There's another 10% of the world who also knows the truth, but use the truth against others and trick knowledge and ways like that to manipulate the other 85% who are just sheep to be led this way or led that way. They say at any given moment, we could take 100 people, and it'll be 5 out of that 100 that's going to really be pure people. Maybe the other 10 are wise, but they're using their wisdom to make hustles off it. That was the original meaning of it. What it did for me is called getting knowledge of yourself. And getting knowledge of yourself is the key to life. If a man don't know himself, he can't know nobody else. If a man don't respect himself, he can't respect nobody else. When it came to the supreme mathematics, the first thing they taught us was knowledge, which is one. And that means to look, listen, observe, and respect. No matter what you do, you walk in any room, you do the knowledge. You look, you listen, you observe, you respect where you at. Then you act upon it, which is wisdom. Wisdom is just the manifestation of knowledge. It's just the action of knowledge. But knowledge is what's contained within you. So those principles actually saved my life dozens and dozens of times because I'm able to take a look first or listen first before I just jump out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. There's the one and only. Give you some of that knowledge. So let's get back up to Trizzy's. You gotta see what he wanna be on Don Quavius, y'all.
mark the 20th anniversary of Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Very important. 20 years ago, this nation took a historic step to protect the victims of this form of modern-day slavery here in the United States and all around the world. My administration is 100% committed to eradicating human trafficking from the earth. An estimated 25 million people around the world today are being held captive, manipulated, and abused by human traffickers. In 2018 alone, the National Human Trafficking Hotline identified over 23,000 human trafficking victims in the United States. 65% of these victims were women. More than 1 in 5 were children. Human traffickers prey on their most vulnerable citizens and people. They're vicious, they're violent. My administration is fighting these monsters, persecuting and prosecuting them, and locking them away for a very, very long time. We've had a tremendous track record, the best track record in a long time. This order expands prevention education programs, promotes housing opportunities for survivors, and prioritizes the removal of child sexual abuse material from the internet. And furthermore, takes the vital step of designating a full-time position here at the White House dedicated solely to combating human trafficking, so people know how important it is.
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
look forward
sir.
to launching these principles in the coming months. We will not rest until we've stopped every last human trafficker and liberated every last survivor.
Technically, isn't the police human trafficking? I digress. There's a lot of females back there. Protect them. Yeah, I know about Bleach, Zanpakuto, Ichigo, all that good shit.
I heard they released the names too.
What?
I heard they released like 6 different names on the file.
Oh yeah, of rich people.
Yeah.
I'm back. Had to step away for a minute. Was trying to get the kids in bed. Hit me with no school tomorrow. I checked in. Yeah, it's supposed to be a holiday, bro. Supposed to be a holiday. Shit, I don't even know if the people at my job know. I kind of don't want to go in, but shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to see. I really work on holidays because I don't give a fuck. I need money. Money I need, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Overtime, dog. Overtime.
well, I don't work that much. Like I said, washing windows is how I get what I need.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna be overtime. It's holiday.
No, you're more of a Renji, Dennis. You're
Yeah,
a
but I'll
Renji.
put it
All right, I can see it. Say, yup, President Day. That's what it is. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, President Day doesn't
Son
really
of
matter.
a bitch. Yup. It's president. It's gonna be good. So I remember when working on holidays, pays you double, fat, and overtime. I said, man, no lie, I forgot today was Sunday. Shaking my head, I'm tripping. My day's been messed up helping a lot of people lately. Yeah, I feel you. Try and get it in where you fit it, man. Gotta get it in where you fit it.
I gotta work tomorrow myself. Shit.
That's why the basically the line in the TikTok live reaction is the elites make the rules, we comply or deny the rules. You know what I'm saying? Either you gonna follow them or you gonna like, no, I didn't consent to that shit. Dude, just because you consented don't mean I'm consenting, motherfucker. What the fuck? The fuck? That's my right. You ain't about to have that. That's mine. But as El Guapo Chivo, let's start the show. You know what I'm saying?
Let's decode the law of placebo real motherfucking quick. The ultimate key to your God level reality. Listen, your self-beliefs, self-esteem, personality, that is the blueprint. Crafting your personal reality, your personality. Placebo effect proves it. Your mind's neurochemistry, subconscious patterns, fight or flight, wired straight up influence and creates the world that you see. That trauma, poverty, guilt, shame, abuse from ages 1 through 6, it's embedded in your genetics. Nervous system receptors, you've been on autopilot, projecting bullshit from colonizing programming. But you're 80 to 99% water, you melanin kings and queens. Only 99% water's memory had carried millions of years of ancestral genetics. Junk DNA, that's pure gold. Generational curses? Fuck no. You're the spell breaker. Tapping 144,000 frequency equals 9 ether beans. 1 + 4 + 4 = 9 for 9 ether beans. The 9th letter in the alphabet is I. And it says in the Bible that people that went to heaven are the people who had God written in their foreheads. And you will find God in the land of Pineal, which is Chris consciousness, the highest level of spirituality. Your brain, higher awareness. God in Christ, Black and Latino ascended masters. Like Yeshua. Yeshua etymology means I am. Chris consciousness is Buddha, Tupac, MJ, Krishna, Malcolm, Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey, and all these divine leaders. All cosmic healing shit. So reprogram your subconscious mind and cleanse your astral, etheric body and your chi and your ashe. Electrical magnetic field, your energy, your chi. The real trinity is the mind, heart, and gut. Transcend the 7 deadly sins, your chakras, your ego, skin, your sin. 5 sevens, which equals the 5 elements, which is the matrix track. Believe equals be, lie, Eve. Because you gotta believe the Eve story to get trapped in belief. So you quantum jump timelines, family. Break these ancestral chains and manipulate the 3D matrix with placebo vibes. Align to your higher self, Chris God frequency. Every version of you in the quantum field, including that dream self, that's your 144,000 ascended mastery, your higher self. Wake up, chosen ones. You're the motherfucking key. Manipulate reality and fuck this system. Escape the system. Quantum leap to God mode. And Ashe. I love y'all, and I'll see you in your new frequency. Peace and Ashe to the ancestors. One motherfucking love.
That part, I say. Let's see if I can move over to the next. So, let's go. What's it gonna do? Yeah. See it. I see it. I see it.
The story of One Piece is my favorite in all of fiction, and it's influenced my art style tremendously over the years, so I thought it'd be cool to draw the entire series as a tunnel. Kind of like a massive water slide, but with islands instead of annoying kids. Each island you see here...
They done got I Heart Memphis, y'all. My boy was going through a spiritual awakening. And for everyone that's going through that, it's never the same for one person. Everybody's path and experience is a little different. Some hit harder than others. And for I Heart Memphis, I feel like it came on a little strong. Because if you go on his page, I Heart Memphis on IG, you can scroll down and see where it began to spike up. He got some pictures up there and some videos of him exposing certain shit. And they didn't like that. But they used that against him to make it seem like he was going crazy. Like when you popping your shit, you gotta be controlled with it so they don't try to label you as crazy. But yeah, they just arrested him. And I don't think he gonna be the same, fool. They probably gonna take him to the psych ward and they probably gonna dope him up on any and everything possible. And that's what they do to the ones who find their awakening and they're going from 0 to 100. He was finding shit out quickly. Y'all gotta remember, he was also in the industry. He had his times where he was doing that, so maybe that played a factor into how he was feeling too. He maybe sold his soul. I don't know. But y'all go watch the video.
I don't know. But shit, if you seen it live and say it was crazy, man, I gotta take your word for it, bro. Cause let's just say like this, man. The long awakening is better than the quick awakening. Cause the quickening is uncontrollable. The long one is more it's like this. You could prep to do stuff, right? And then you could take considerations into it. So that's what accountability is. You know what I'm saying? Take that shit into consideration. Like, damn, dude, if I do this, certain shit's gonna happen. But if I don't do this, certain shit's gonna keep happening. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to like acclimate between certain shit, and then being able to take the lesser of two evils if there is. You know what I'm saying? Or not deciding if there is an evil that you can't. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a choice no matter what. So you have to take the steps, though. Yeah, it's up to you. Choose. Hmm. There's a bigger picture. Always a bigger picture. Janyo, what it do? We see you out there. How you doing? You must have went to sleep after Thou show, huh? Had to go naps. Let's catch it.
So I was talking to my coworker the other day, older gentleman, and we was talking about some spiritual shit. I forgot what. But anyways, I mentioned that dream where it was me and a bunch of people with white gowns. And this isn't the first time I've mentioned it to him. And this isn't the first time he told me about a dream he had where it was me, him, and his son. And he said we were all wearing white, all white. He referred to them as robes, so I refer to them as gowns because it's like a one-piece thing. It's not something that goes over, and that you tie. At least that's how I differentiate a gown and a robe. But in his dream, we were wearing all white, and apparently I was calling him to somewhere, but he said that he couldn't make it to me, but he would send his son. Anyways, the point is, this isn't the first time I've shared a dream with somebody, and they've also had a dream that correlated and shit. It's crazy because he said he liked talking to me because it helps him understand some of the things that he's experienced. And for a while, I realized that the reason I work at this AM PM is because I was supposed to meet him. That's why he had the dream and shit. Isn't that fucking weird? But what's wild is he's 60 something. I'm only 31. But it lets me know that certain things happen in my life that are supposed to happen, and they're slightly out of my control, which amazes me and weirds me out at the same fucking time.
Feel him on that one. That's just like I just thought about. You guys remember having the old chirps and shit, and or a cell phone back in the day, and you could hear other people's conversations. I don't know if any of y'all remember that shit, but I remember that shit. And I always thought it was weird, you know what I'm saying? And every time I was, you know what I'm saying, getting ready to call somebody, I pick up my phone and shit, dial the phone, hit the ringer and stuff. Next thing you know, I hear somebody on the other line. Like, what the hell? It said Jen had the itis. Yeah, the Nextels did that. That's what I'm talking about. The Nextel chirp. That was my shit. I was just very curious. So I'm like, maybe the police are doing this, you know? Hmm. Wonder why. I think they were listening in on us all the time, though. But let's keep it moving. I digress.
So basically, I'm wearing this for my protection because when I go out in public, there's people always trying to with me, especially here in East Stewart. Okay. So what am I doing wrong?
This guy got arrested at a Christmas parade in Florida for wearing a body armor vest concealed under his shirt. The problem is that was not illegal. I saw this in the news with the cops taking a victory lap and Karens rejoicing about it.
I'm still horrified about what happened.
Sounds like he was up to no good.
Why you need that type of protection and why you'd even come out if you were that afraid.
So I put in a request for the footage and I just got it. And it's even worse than I thought it would be. When I say freedom is scary, lawful conduct does not become illegal just because police officers or Karens are afraid of something. My rights don't end where your fear of some perfectly legal object begins. Did you see the video I just did with the Iowa hackers who broke into the courthouse? They revealed just how easy it is to access your private data, not just on the internet, but through courthouses just leaving their front doors unlocked. This can happen to you, and you're at even more risk when you have your exposed personal information on the internet. And this is why I recommend setting up an account with the sponsor of this video, Incogni. Incogni tracks down and removes your personal data from multiple sites, including online directories, people search sites, and even commercial databases. The process is fully automated, so it will continuously remove your data from these places. As of today, Incogni has removed my personal information in 966 different places online. But I also use the custom removal feature available in the unlimited plan and the family unlimited plan to take down almost everything that's exposed about you online. So check out Incogni using the link below or go to incogni.com/civil to get an exclusive 60% off. That's incogni.com/civil and use code civil or click the link below to take your personal data off the market. Now let's get back to the video. Do you remember back around Christmas, it briefly made national news. This guy had been arrested at a Christmas parade in Martin County, Florida.
A scary situation in Stewart after an armed man wearing a bulletproof vest was detained during the city's Christmas parade Friday evening.
It's a treasured Martin County tradition, the 64th annual Stewart Christmas Parade taking place Friday night, but quickly taking a turn when a man showed up in a bulletproof vest with a dagger and a handgun.
Disaster was just narrowly averted, according to the sheriff there, and the public was extremely grateful for the sheriff who had basically saved their lives from this crazy person.
I'm still horrified about what happened. It should not have happened.
Sounds like he was up to no good and planning for something bad.
Why you need that type of protection and why you'd even come out if you were that afraid is beyond us. I don't know. We don't know what was going to happen. It's hard for us to speculate. We just know it was extremely concerning.
Stewart locals agreeing it was extremely concerning.
The fact that a man was walking around wearing a bulletproof vest and had a knife and a gun clearly to me means intent, and he did mean to scare a lot of people.
I don't usually walk out in a bulletproof vest.
He didn't have a knife and a gun. Where the fuck does this come from with a knife and a gun? I hate females that be lying on niggas, man.
While the man's intentions may have seemed off, Sheriff Budenseek says there were no legal grounds to arrest him because of Second Amendment rights, and he was released Friday night.
Who was the crazy person? Well, it was just some guy who showed up to a parade, and he apparently was wearing body armor under his clothes, and he had a pistol on him concealed, and he also had a knife. That's pretty scary, right?
Now, Sheriff Budenseek says they have kept the man's weapons and vest and are looking to issue a risk protection order to keep that man away from firearms until further notice. Now, the sheriff's office tells me today that they are not releasing the name of that man because he wasn't arrested.
So thankfully they got that guy, but the only problem is, well, is it legal to wear body armor in the state of Florida? Yeah, apparently it is. Is it legal to have a concealed pistol on you if you're that guy? If you're not a prohibited person in Florida? Yeah, he was allowed to do that. Was it legal to have a knife on him? Yeah, it was legal to do that. So it seemed weird to me where you have Florida being this allegedly pro-Second Amendment state where it's perfectly legal to have a gun, a knife, as well as body armor. Yet how do we reconcile what happened here and what really did happen here? The news on this dropped away quickly. So I went ahead and sent in a FOIA request to this county, because this county, Martin County, Florida, my own father went to Martin County High School and was their star quarterback, who went on to play quarterback for the University of Florida. Anyways, I sent in a FOIA request for the police reports for all the video footage of this incident so that I could see for myself what really happened. They sent me a sizable bill, which just intrigued me more, so I paid it, and I just a couple of days ago received it. So let's go through it. This is where the body cam began.
Wish I had that footage. Wish I had that footage. But I'm pretty sure they gonna sue the shit out of them. Pretty sure.
What is this here? I find it.
Why would I watch the halftime show or care if I don't understand what he's saying? Like, people are saying you're racist for not wanting to watch or support Bad Bunny, and I'm like, I think that's the problem. I think there's an agenda behind why he's performing, and you're a part of it. I don't understand what he's saying, so I'm not gonna listen to it. I don't care. He's not speaking my language. Why are you trying to make me feel uncomfortable?
This is completely valid, by the way. As somebody, I like Bad Bunny, but I think that this concern is totally valid. It's absolutely valid.
On an English-speaking territory.
Exactly.
Or in an English-speaking territory, I'm sorry. I don't understand what he's saying, so I don't really care. I don't know why he's performing if he can't speak English. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's just the NFL. This isn't the World Cup with soccer or something. I can understand that. But it's the NFL. Even in soccer, bro, when they be having like America News or something like that, like these folks translate the post-game interview in English. So I need that at the Super Bowl halftime show. It's the Super Bowl.
He's totally,
if you can't
totally
translate
justified
the song
for
in
this. Completely
English,
justified.
Dog, I'm gonna need you to find somebody else. Because I don't know what you're saying.
True.
And no, I'm not racist just because.
You're saying people blowing it out of proportion? Yeah, I think people got too mad about it, but I think the underlying sentiment's valid. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. That's fair enough.
Like,
to me.
I don't think it's worth burning down the fucking country over, but like, yeah, I think it's weird to bring in somebody that doesn't speak English just talking about this. Like, I like Bad Bunny. I think Bad Bunny's great, and you know, like, he's an American, he's Puerto Rican, it's okay. But it's weird and off-putting to other Americans whenever you have somebody who isn't even speaking their language coming up there and talking, especially whenever it's being done in a way that it's almost confrontational because of comments that he's made previously as, you know, political comments. Like, I think it's very, very valid for people to feel that way. It's extremely valid for them to feel that way. Just because I like his music, like, I'm not going to say it was terrible, I hate the guy. No, because it's not true. But I think that NFL made a mistake by doing that. I think it alienates people. Does that make sense?
I don't know what you're saying, or
Yeah.
just because I don't care about what you gotta say, because I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. Yeah, exactly. People are just people are mad because of the flags, bro. Well, I didn't see the flags. I haven't seen that at all. It's unbelievable how 10 minutes of Spanish music makes them. Well, I think it's not about, like, if it's only 10 minutes, then why'd you do it? Like, don't ever make an appeal to triviality whenever you're the one that's getting the trivial outcome.
Facts. That's why I fuck with Asmongold. You see that shit? That dude knows a lot of shit. Zach knows his shit. That's the real name, Zach. But he knows his shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought you guys should just know that. You know what I mean? Thought you should just know. So that's why we praise the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Over here, we praise the Most High.
Understand that you've been wired to the cloud, and they created an engineering interface, meaning that they took the chakras, okay? And they wired them. All these chakras are wired to these little stars on the body that I post here, and they're called nodes. So they're a little N. Then they have these big things, I gotta get a different color so you can understand, that over top of your heart is something called a radio frequency sync. And what that does is it collects signals and makes them stronger. These people that have enslaved us in such a way that once I do finally get the good humans of the world to be like, you mean like, wait a minute, like, can I try to understand you, crazy woman, because you won't shut up? Yeah, I'm not shutting up. It's not going to happen. This is worse than Egypt. You want to spray a nanopolymer on a polygon and have it grab up my skin or try to, that's one thing. But this is totally different. But you're so upset. You're going to be way more pissed than me. Trust me. I know how to use my body part. I can hear things coming. I do it all the time and teach people how to use their body part. You don't even know you have one yet. So here's some magnets. I would never take these magnets, put super glue on them, and put them on my fingernails. Why? Well, because then if I use Gorilla Glue to do that, it's going to tear my nail off. Duh. So I make teeny tiny little electromagnetic fields back in 2005. 2005, we have 802.15.4. Okay? That is the IEEE standard for routing data through human tissue. Zigbee and Bluetooth. Well, gosh, it looks exactly like that, doesn't it? Look at the little symbols. Yeah. Math going back and forth. Signals between human brains. You mean human biofields, the electromagnetic fields of humans? To do what? To watch their empathy, telepathy, precognition, and telekinetics, because we wirelessly tissue engineer to make sure that none of that's happening for you. That belongs to the military, too.
Hell yeah, I did my shit in a suit before, man. Did a lot more than that. But hey, that's besides the point now. So yeah, I praise my ancestors and me too, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, the Most High is your higher self and your ancestral link, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the ones who give you all the information that we get. You know what I mean? These downloads, as Rashad Jamal says, downloads.
Apparently, this is what's so fucking insane. I did not expect this to happen. Is that a lot of people are now finding out that Trump was one of the first people who fucking was a whistleblower on Jeffrey Epstein. More evidence that Trump was the original Jeffrey Epstein whistleblower is coming out in the court documents. Trump was responsible for Epstein's first conviction, and Epstein knew and was livid. Oh my God.
Uh-huh. Motherfuckers hate a snake in the grass. Look at what they doing to Cat Williams, you feel me?
So take a look at this. I mean, there's like no way though, right? This one is convincing. Like there's no way that he's still there. What are the odds that he's still wearing his iconic merch?
Man, that was that nigga dead ass. No, did he just dead ass? That was that nigga. That's crazy, man.
You're siding with the perpetrators and you're ignoring the victims. That will be. You're siding with the perpetrators and you're ignoring the victims. That will be your legacy unless you act quickly to change course. You're running a massive Epstein cover-up right out of the Department of Justice. You've been ordered by subpoena and by Congress to turn over 6 million documents, photographs, and videos in the Epstein files, but you've turned over only 3 million. You say you're not turning over the other 3 million because they're somehow duplicative, but we know that there are actual memos of victim statements in there. And you also took down the Department of Justice's prosecution memo from 2019. So it's clearly not all duplicative, but even if it were, why not release it? Just release all the duplicative stuff. In the half you did produce, you redacted the names of abusers, enablers, accomplices, and co-conspirators, apparently to spare them embarrassment and disgrace, which is the exact opposite of what the law ordered you to do. Even worse, you shockingly failed to redact many of the victims' names, which is what you were ordered to do by Congress. Some of the victims had come forward publicly, but many had not. Many had kept their torment private, even from family and friends. But you published their names, their identities, their images on thousands of pages for the world to see. So you ignored the law, and even with over 100,000 employees at your disposal, you acted with some mixture of staggering incompetence, cold indifference, and jaded cruelty towards more than 1,000 victims raped, abused, and trafficked. This performance screams cover-up. Convicted sex trafficker and groomer Ghislaine Maxwell opened the gates of hell to Virginia Giuffre and hundreds of other victims, as Virginia recorded in her remarkable book, Nobody's Girl. But when Maxwell was subpoenaed to come testify before Congress, you and Todd Blanche quickly moved her from a higher security prison to a minimum security camp in Texas, where she's enjoyed 5-star treatment, including catered meals, private gym time, and access to a therapy puppy.
What the fuck? So they sent this bitch to a spa, basically. Is that what he's saying? They sent this bitch to a spa for being an aider and abetter of Mr. Rockefeller, young fella who likes little fellas. Huh. Young felon who's on the run still in Tel Aviv. Huh. You know, if this dude ever came up to me, I'd probably end up dying, but I'd end up fighting too. He going with me. We ain't going together, but he going with me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, TikTok. It's being reported that 4 B-52 bombers are headed to Venezuela. I'm guessing that they're about to blow these drug cartels off the map. Are they really?
This for entertainment
Or
purposes only, really?
is what I said really down there like I said it is? I've showed you all of the pictures. I've showed you the muzzle. I've showed you the nose. I've showed you the cheeks. I've showed you the eyes. I've showed you all the way back to the tail that comes out in the Bering Sea. And I told you all what would happen if they sent these bombers down there and they dropped bombs on this creature. They always wanted to depopulate the world. They say it's too many of us, especially right now with the Great Awakening. Not only is it a great awakening for the human being, it's a great awakening for Levi. And right now that they have these bombers in place, at any moment they could drop.
At any moment, that motherfucking earth can start shaking. At any moment, motherfucking shit can be fucked up. Let's just hope it don't go there. That's all. That's it. Keep the light in you. Don't think how he thinks.
What's that? Oh, a giant iceberg broke off of a glacier? How big was it? Oh, just the size of Chicago. What was under it? Oh, scientists discovered a whole new bunch of life forms underneath the iceberg. Oh, goody. Yeah, they found things like luminescent worm type creatures under there that were only about the size of a house. Oh, fun! They believe there's at least tens of thousands of species and creatures that we're unaware of in that area. Goody. These scientists were super excited about their findings, but they left very quickly once their boat was elevated in the air and moved and dropped down what they say was about a mile away, and they have no idea what did it. Okay.
Okay. What up, Pax? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, that's crazy, dog. Y'all remember that movie Tremors? That shit sound like Tremors, don't it? Whatever happened to those other parasites they found in the ice? I don't know, man. I do not know. But shit. getting crazy. Let's ask Candace what's going on in the world today.
All right, you guys, straight to jail for questioning at least Erica. I don't care who's mad. I really do not care who wants to be upset after this episode. Really, you will be wasting your breath. You can spend $1 billion on influencers because this is all becoming increasingly inexplicable. You are asking me to be an idiot, actually, and I cannot do that for you. Someone once commented beneath this show that if the situations were reversed and there were this many verifiable lies that Charlie told regarding the murder or assassination of his wife, Charlie would be in prison awaiting trial. And I actually agree with that assessment. We are way beyond coincidence. This is now a full-blown conspiracy. So welcome back to Candace. Look, I have seen enough, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough. Erica Kirk should be dragged into a police precinct for questioning. Like I said, you can show me the person who disagrees with me on that after I will reveal to you what we can now confirm. You can show me that individual and I will show you a full-blown fraud. That's the only people that would disagree with that assessment. I said to my team this morning that the amount of evidence that is now piling up, I would say against Erica Kirk, is almost akin to an NBC Dateline episode, except it's actually more simplified than that. Like Dateline, that show is way too complicated. We're effectively now playing a toddler's game of Blue's Clues. Now, for my international friends who don't know what Blue's Clues is, it's a child's program here in America where toddlers follow along a massive blue dog as he puts his paw prints on certain clues around a house, 3 clues, and they try to put together a picture in the end. What is Blue trying to say? Let's take out our handy dandy notebook and see what Blue is trying to say. Here's the mail that never fails. Okay, if you are an adult that is capable of basic logic, then I can tell you that Blue's Clues is probably not for you because it's not that exciting. It's pretty obvious, you know. Discovering that 1 + 1 = 2 is a very elementary concept, and that's effectively what that show is. And we are now arriving at that moment with Erica Kirk, and I'm going to tell you why. So yesterday and last week, we introduced to you Erica's best friend for over 15 years, a woman by the name of Tracy Martin. Now, we were working off of a tip that Tracy may have been with Erica when Erica got the call from Elizabeth and Mikey McCoy, because they were both on the phone, even though that was never revealed to the public until later. Tracy, I am told, because she's privatized her public profiles, but I am told that she has denied that claim. Okay, let's assume Tracy's telling the truth and that she was not with Erica on September 10th. That's not even relevant to what we're about to reveal to you, because what Tracy cannot deny...
You bitch. You ruined my shit. No, I'm stopped. She got us, though. That was fucked up. But she got us. I hate that shit. Keep moving.
Okay, it's been 3 years. Shouldn't all of us unvaccinated be dead by now? If the vaccine was so great, why is it so easy to find people who regret taking it, but not a single person who regrets not taking it? The same people that forced you to get vaccinated to keep your job then let in 10 million people who were unvaccinated and unemployed. Remember when we had to put our mask on in between sips of our drink? If you were okay with that, you're deranged. Before we go in, put your mask on. I thought these don't do anything. Yeah, they don't, but that's not the point. The point is to show that we're good people who care. Remember during COVID when they painted circles on the grass in the park? And if you left your little circle, someone's grandma would die? Science! Remember when we weren't allowed to eat inside unless we made a new inside and put it outside? Whenever you're feeling dumb, just remember there are people who stayed in their homes for a year because the TV told them to. Remember in 2020 when a certain group was allowed to burn cities while everyone else wasn't allowed to go outside? That was weird. Guys, I know I make fun of COVID a lot, but I'm actually grateful in a way because COVID made me realize who the true psychopaths are in this country.
It really does make you know. You know, the Hunger Games is a a good, it's called documentary, because the analogy in which it put itself is what we live in. So there are still people all by themselves driving down the streets wearing masks. I know, man. I know, man. Don't make any goddamn sense. But the whole thing is, motherfuckers doing it because that's what the hell they want to do, and I'm trying to live like Jesus did and stay on the Christ conscious shit. You feel me? Let's get it.
We now have concrete evidence of disgusting criminality revealed in the Epstein files. So I really have just one question for you. How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No, you're going to answer the question the way I asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
The time belongs.
I think it's very
interesting.
my time. I think it's very interesting.
You can reclaim your time.
He talks about they indicted. The president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock and restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Committee will be in order. The time belongs to the gentleman from New York. We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you ask a question, the witness gets to answer. You may not like the answer, but she gets to answer.
The question was, how many of Epstein's...
They don't like the answer, Chairman.
My time.
Because it's honest.
Reclaiming
so he asked a 4-minute question.
Restore 45 seconds, Mr. Nadler, please, Mr. Chairman. I mean, you can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds. I said that already.
45 seconds.
Okay, I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler.
All right. My time. The answer to my question, how many of Epstein's co-conspirators has she indicted, is 0.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We gotta figure out who's working and who's not, because somebody's gotta do the job that they appointed to. Otherwise, we're gonna hire somebody to do it for them because they need to do shit right. Let's find out. First class. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, it's crazy out there. The motherfuckers can walk around in broad day. Know god dang well they supposed to be 6 feet under in the grave. Crazy world we live.
There's 3 suns, by the way. Like, there's 3 of you, spirit, soul, and body. Okay? There has to be. It can't work any other way, otherwise you wouldn't be animated.
The spirit and the soul are different?
Absolutely, they're different.
What's the difference?
They are one, but they are different. And as magnetism and electricity are one, but different, you have to understand this. It's like fire has always got light and heat to it. But heat is different to fire. I can get heat without a fire. But fire is never separate from heat. So fire is one, heat is another, but they are one. And light, which comes from fire, is also different, but they're all one. It's a trinity. Fire is a trinity. Water the same. You get ice, you get water flowing, and you get gas. Well, there you go. Water is 3 states, so it's a trinity. Everything's a trinity, right? So who created the sun? Well, the Mithraics and the Zoroastrians, they taught that there are 3 suns. The one you see is the physical, and it makes the physical world. It's mental. Physical. Then the one behind the sun, they say the sun behind the sun, is the soul of the sun. Sol, S-O-U-L, is the same as sol, solar. Sol Invictus, it was called. The invincible sun, Sol Invictus. It's the soul of the universe. The spirit of the universe is the highest Godhead, the monad, the highest part of the Godhead. Okay? So, like a computer, the spirit is the file, because it is spiritual. You can't touch it. You can't touch those zeros and ones. They're in counter space. They're in crystals. They're energy. They're not even forms. They're just energy. And yet, RAM in the computer delivers it to your screen. So RAM, which in Sanskrit coincidentally means soul, Rama, Sri Rama, the god of the Hebrews, RAM, means soul. That's your RAM in your computer. The theater is the screen. That's your physical body.
Santos Bonacci, everybody. Santos Bonacci. Look him up. Guy got good esoteric knowledge. Very good esoteric knowledge. I love it. You like it? I love it. I want more of it. Let's get it.
So Jeffrey Epstein, he was also obsessed with bioengineering. So he had all of these scientists design a novel coronavirus that was his kill switch. Basically, like, that was his trump card, which is like, I don't go to jail or I release this shit.
This was the guy that died tragically from falling off of his balcony.
That he did. He did.
Did you, in fact, make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's private island?
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation.
Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know.
Hold up. It wasn't playing on my screen, but we know where that was going, y'all. We know where that was going.
Did you, in fact, make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's private island?
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation.
Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know anything about the kid stuff.
My wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies. I had another couple.
No, look, 95% of what went on down there was not pedophilia.
Oh, yeah?
No, the other 5%, that sullied the whole operation.
We had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children.
It ain't just me. You guys' names are on those documents too, remember?
What? Still?
God damn it!
Son of a bitch!
We were on family vacation. I don't recall why we did it.
Listen. Why did you go to the island? Tell you, man. I'm telling you. If they've been there, they win there. If they did it, it's because they've been there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going there unless you about to do it. You gotta do it live. Because he been to the island. He even brought his children and his wife with him. Who does this sick shit? Who does this? Wonder what the daughter's thinking right now. Huh?
Follow me. You know I told you that the Caribbean Levi is woke. I also told you that I went and bought a snake just to study the movements so that I can figure out where this is going to split at. And I have a pretty good idea now. Okay, for those of you that follow me, you know that this is the Levi that made me famous whenever I was dead or 910 before they no longer allowed that name on his platform, okay? So we had this Levi here, all right? And if you look just a little bit north, you'll see the same thing right here, all right? She's going to always have earthquakes. I told you all, this is where they feed. It comes through here, all right? You can see, look, just follow the lines. This is where they feed, or this one feeds, all right? But my thing is, I wanted to know, where is she going to split when it happens?
Hey, that kind of explains why a lot of shit comes up missing over in the Bermuda Islands. Right? You know what I'm saying? There's a snake fucking head there.
She's going to split right
eating
here
up everybody that is going through the motherfucking air in the sea, man. Come on now.
It's going to separate. This will be parked right there. All the way up through Denver, Colorado. Y'all remember them airports?
And I think those
Right.
things are called Gog and Magog. I'm not gonna lie. I think those serpents are Gog and Magog. The real question is, why would they keep them alive with clones if they are really being tried and executed? They're not clones. People wear masks, all right? The cloning shit, it takes too long and those things fall apart, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? They break through their psychosis, start, I don't know what the fuck it's called, man, but they start fucking tweaking on other shit. But hey, see what Britney Spears did.
I am Jeff Epstein's niece. They told me that we belonged to the cult of Baal. My great-grandfather, according to my father, was Walt Disney before he moved to the United States. It's very cute, right? Except for when you consider the abuse that I suspect is still happening to children.
Wait, did you catch what she just said? A woman publicly claims she's Jeffrey Epstein's niece and says her family line traces back to Walt Disney himself. And then, out of nowhere, she drops, "They told me we belong to the cult of Baal." Now, if you don't know what that means, you're not supposed to. Baal worship, ancient Canaanite rituals. It's referenced in the Old Testament as a system of power built on control, secrecy, and sacrifice. And for centuries, symbols tied to it have appeared in elite architecture, entertainment, and even corporate logos. Is she telling the truth about her lineage? Maybe not. But why would someone invent this exact story, linking Hollywood, Epstein, and ancient occult systems, unless it's echoing something real? Because here's what I've shown you before. The same symbols, the same bloodline narratives, the same coincidences between power, entertainment, and hidden rites. I'm not saying believe her. I'm saying ask why this story keeps repeating. Comment. Too many patterns if you've seen this before.
You know what? Pretty sure you guys didn't know that Elon Musk was at that island a couple times. It's kind of weird, but at least that's what they say. I don't understand that whole thing. I know he created or helped create PayPal. He didn't create it. Probably funded it. Shit like that. He was one of the co-founders. Yeah. He dancing with the devil, man. Trying to talk shit about us. You over there working with him. Shit. It's a big club, and I don't want to get in it. Exactly. So I'm trying to live my life, do what Jesus, well, I should say Christ wanted us to. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, did you see what happened in Iran today? Check this out. So protesters made a statue of Baal, interesting, and they set it on fire, which you can see right here. But do you see the two flags, the two countries' flags on there, and the two leaders that are also on the statue? Bro, and I was trying to pay attention. Is this AI? It actually doesn't look like AI. Dude, are we actually in biblical times right now? This is crazy.
Yeah, hey, he turned one of his guys like switch hitter and shit, dude. So crazy.
If your birth certificate reads black, Negro, colored, African American, etc., and you're indigenous, do you know you have an ironclad lawsuit against the United States under misclassification? Did you know that, right? You know you can go after the United States for misclassifying you as what you're not, right? That's a huge lawsuit against the United States. You can get fucking damages out the yin yang. Also, it feels good to be alive at this time, right? So, did you know that they already shipped almost 20,000 so-called Native Americans out of this country? They're cleaning off all those reservations. They're taking away their rights. They don't get free land. They don't get free housing. They don't get any money. They cancel all that shit. They took them motherfuckers straight out of here, bruh. They taking them out of here by the fucking boatload, right? That's why you see these so-called Native American Indians, the pretendians. That's why you see them now making TikTok videos about, hey, do you feel bad or are you ashamed of the dating of Native American woman or Native American man? You know why they saying that? Because they need somewhere to stay. I thought y'all were the Indians. I thought y'all was the Indians, right? So why they on here making videos about, hey, would you date or would you date the Native American Indian or whatever? They're getting kicked out here by the fucking boatload. That's why they're doing that. See, people only come around when they need you, because when they thought that they were the Indians, you ain't see none of these commercials. You ain't see none of these videos nowhere. IG, Facebook, X, none of that shit, right? Twitter, whatever, right? You ain't see none of these videos. All of a sudden, you seeing these videos now. See, the only people safe on this land from deportation is the indigenous people. Those are the only people safe. See, white people think they're safe, but no, they're not, because white people are immigrants as well. I know y'all think this y'all country, but y'all are immigrants as well. So if y'all are fucking immigrants and are legal immigrants, because nobody gave you the right to be here, so you just as illegal as the people y'all chasing. But my problem is you got illegal people telling illegal people that they can't be here. The only people that should be telling people they can't be here is us, right? Now, did you see the lady, the Black Panther's niece or whatever, who's going after these so-called new Black Panthers of trying to stand up for all these other people? See, y'all got to pay attention, man. Nobody came to our rescue. Nobody. Now, everybody want to know, oh, when did black women and Latino women start fighting? Since y'all didn't want to share them tacos, we've been fighting, or y'all been fighting, right? Y'all didn't want to share them fucking tacos, so y'all been fighting. Now all of a sudden, everybody want to be like, oh, black people, can y'all come out and help us? No, because nobody helped us. Now you got these pretendians or Native American Indian women looking to date black men because they know that we the only one can get them to stay here. Well, guess what? I don't want you, and hopefully none of my people want you for what you did, because you got our money, you live free off our land, and you made a lot of fucking bread, and then you try to steal our identity. So why the fuck would we be coming to y'all rescue? Why would we be coming to y'all rescue? Anybody out there that's trying to save people that didn't come and save us, the problem is not them, it's you, motherfucker. Also, did you know the Hyundai plant in Georgia? Did you know all 6,000 of the workers so-called quit? But see, they tell you they so-called quit, but I think, like, I'm trying to put it together, because I saw videos that the plant that Hyundai sits on, and the reason why those 6,000 workers quit, because the indigenous people claimed that land, claimed that whole territory. Also, Marvel the comic, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Woman, all the white people superheroes, all the artificial superheroes. Well, Marvel is moving is moving out of Georgia and moving to the UK. I wonder why. Why all these countries or companies jumping fence now? Oh, that's right. The indigenous people that's came back for their fucking land. The indigenous people that's came back for their fucking land. And we want reparation. We want our fucking land. Now, RFK told y'all, RFK Jr. told y'all that when they start to take land, they're going to take land from the Trump supporters first and give it back to the indigenous people. Well, we own the land, so you don't have to give us the land. We'd rather y'all leave because the land is reparation. The land is reparation. We don't want your money. Because your money ain't good for shit.
Reparations
Your money ain't good for shit, right? But let me say this, closing out this video. Grab your birth certificate. If your birth certificate says black, Negroes, colored, or African American, you got a golden lawsuit against the United States because that's misclassification. That's false identifying you as something you're not. Huh? Let's go. 2026 till the end of this motherfucker. Let's go.
Let's get it. Go get your monies.
Hey, bro, did you see what happened in Iran today? Check this out.
I forgot to delete that one.
Protesters
blow out.
Gotta get your money up.
Flow. It was just a stage that they had created. You know, from Hollywood to the movies to their CNN, their media outlets, everything was just a stage. Everything was acted out. Everything was a script. But where we are right now is, even with the workforce, that's a big script. You know, working a 9 to 5. We felt like it was, you know, the grand thing to do. You know, like that was all that was to this reality, because that's the lie that we was taught. But in essence, it's not. It's a lot more to this reality. It's a lot more to this reality, and we're all going through it right now. We're experiencing it on so many levels. But
yeah, you can study as much as you want on certain subjects and shit. But if you don't understand what you're studying, you'll never really understand how to put everything together to utilize it. You know what I'm saying? Just like we are not a person, we are either a man or a woman. Person is a fake law term for real. Person is a paper. Because it's the person on the paper that they have as a corporation. That's what a person is, a corporation. They're trying to do business. We don't do business with other corporations without our attorney present. You know what I'm saying?
He just came right out and admitted it. We got him. I mean, we literally got him. So President Trump, he comes right out and he says, yes, the American people are paying all of the tariffs. Yes, I inflated how much I made in tariffs, and we cannot produce and show you how much we've made because we've already spent it. Yes, we are responsible for the food stamp thing, and a judge has made me admit that we moved those funds to ICE. Not more than a day later, Steve Bannon comes out freaking out and says, if we lose the midterms like it's looking like we're going to, and we lose in 2028, almost all of you guys in this room are going to prison, me included. Because they know now, since President Trump got irritated in that interview and just admitted that they're all responsible, they're all behind this evil shit, that it's only a matter of time before that Epstein list shit comes back up. Wow. And you know what? MAGA, what are you guys?
Seems like we're winning this fight. You know what I'm saying? Seems like everything's going all right. Hopefully it will move more to the light and more out of the night. You know what I'm saying?
So now you're telling me that a council known as the Galactic Federation has been monitoring our planet since the beginning. They apparently were going to make themselves known in 2027, but due to everything that's been going on Earth, they've moved it up to 2025. They are on their third level of presenting themselves, first starting with the orbs, last year, which a lot of people have seen. The second phase, their motherships, their modes of transportation, have been all around the entire world, cloaked, multiple places that I've seen the videos. Now, once again, this is allegedly, but the third phase is the guy who was sleeping in the egg. The egg that the video that just came out recently, he was resting there, so he's basically their go-to guy. So there is apparently a council of 26, and there are the council of 5, which will be making their human presence known very soon to help us basically get through every bit of craziness that's been happening in our world right now. Now, obviously, anything I say is for entertainment, education, learning, and conversation purposes only, but this is fascinating to me because there has been a lot of things in the news, a lot of things that add up, don't add up. So obviously, take what you will, leave what you won't. I'm not here to encourage you to believe one thing or the other. It resonates here and it feels truthful to me. So yeah, drop it in the comments. Have you heard this? Do you know more? Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? I think it's a fun thing to talk about on this gloomy Tuesday.
Hey, can I ask you guys one thing about like radiation and Godzilla? Like, you guys remember that shit actually powered Godzilla and woke him up and shit, made him want to move around and shit, got active, gave him that hunger that we call it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, I want to fuck shit up. And I'm going to fuck some shit up and I'm going to lay eggs so they can fuck shit up. So the whole Gog and Magog is like that. You know what I'm saying? And then when Fukushima happened, when they got hit with that earthquake, because that shit moved a little bit, you know? When that shit happened, it cracked open their shit and it leaked into the water. So then you got all this radiated water, and yeah, exactly. He left everyone alone until they radiated him. Exactly, and like they causing this shit. But the thing is, the cause and effect is this. With struggle, humanity tends to like just shoot off with inventions and shit and start getting through shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we're survivors naturally. And if we're not put through a survival mode or like have those instincts activated, we'll feel docile and shit and get content. Said love Godzilla since I saw it in the 70s. Yeah. See, so it's good because I'm a movie head. I love movies, so I watched a lot of them. Said aliens show up, world unites to fight aliens. That to me is Rev 20, the Saturn. Satan gathers the army to fight Father in the heaven. 8. Well, this is the thing. Our fight could be coming from Black Rock, meaning the inner Earth. So we could be fighting Pleiadians that had interbreeded with lizards, and then the lizards had fucked up with the Pleiadians and shit. So that now they're both going to war and shit, and then at the same time giving us information about all the shit's happening. And then while all that's happening, they're actually the ones that are controlling all the world and puppeteering and shit. That's why when people go to like Antarctica and shit, they get cloned and then they come back. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. So they fought every bad guy and showed up defending us. Yeah. There'll be 4 of them somewhere. There'll be. When they rise, we'll see.
So Hillary Clinton tweeted, if we are going down, everyone is coming with us. And then Bill Clinton tweets, I have called for the full release of the Epstein files. I have provided a sworn statement of what I know. And just this week, I agreed to appear in person before the committee. And then Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton also said, we want our hearing to be public. The truth belongs to the American people. They deserve to know all the truth. But then Bill Clinton keeps keeps replying to themselves, and this one got 164,000 likes. I will not sit idly as they use me as a prop in a closed-door kangaroo court by a Republican Party running scared. If they want answers, let's stop the games and let's do this the right way in a public hearing where the American people could see for themselves what this is really about. And obviously, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton definitely has done some crazy stuff. So if they're going all in, they're bringing everyone with them. What do y'all think?
I think the age of Aquarius is starting to show. Information is starting to flow. It's going to be a good time, y'all. Let's get it and go.
China, they're piloting it a few years ago in Shenzhen. So I lived overseas. If you go to Shenzhen, back in 2017, they already had facial recognition cameras there. So if you jaywalked in Shenzhen, they would immediately detect that and send you a notification, and they would deduct money from your what they call WeChat account. They use two main apps, WeChat and Alipay. So you can actually deduct your money directly from your account. This is 4 years ago, so this is not like some sort of conspiracy theory. It's not something that's going to happen 10 years into the future. This happened pre-corona in China. And so this system in China that exists is extremely advanced. They can detect if it's a man or a woman. They can guess your age. They can detect what kind of car model it is, who the manufacturer is. This is a sort of technology that we see in all these dystopian sort of films and whatever, and people keep putting it off and thinking that this is something that's going to happen later in my kid's lifetime or my grandkids. It's already here. And if this gets implemented anywhere, especially in a Western nation, it's not going away. Israel is already talking about the fourth shot. Then they're going to be going to herpes, and they're going to ask if you're gay. They're going to be asking if you ate 3 pizzas this week because it's unhealthy. If you buy certain books from certain countries, your country doesn't like you. You'll lose points in the social credit score system. So this is already the reality of the world in certain places, and we need to be aware of that if we don't want that or if we do. And to be perfectly honest, anybody who wants this vaccine passport, it's a misnomer. It's total control. Everything you do or don't do will be calculated to the point where if they can detect your GPS signal, if you have a phone on you, they can detect who you're hanging out with. Oh, you're hanging out with somebody that said something bad 9 years ago on Weibo, okay, like a Chinese equivalent to Facebook or something like that, right? Oh, you lose 2 points. Oh, you bought Japanese books, you lose 5 points because you don't like Japan. This is what is going to come here because it's already there.
And we're doing that a little bit with contact tracing for COVID, aren't we? So that they can see where you're at and who you're with.
The simple reality is that the technology that CSIS has and all these big tech corporations, they already know where you are. It's just that they don't want to shock the system too much and admit that they have it. Edward Snowden revealed all this back in 2013. He fled to Hong Kong. They wouldn't keep him there, so now he's in Russia.
Yeah.
But the NSA has all of your information. They know your Google searches from like February 9th, 2004 in a bunker in Colorado.
Help me, Rhonda.
Right? They have all this information. So, but they don't. Like in the U.S., they have the Fourth Amendment. They're not supposed to track you forever.
This is supposed to be the truth. But there's a lot of proof to show otherwise. They like to lie a lot. Lie. I suppose.
Hey, I helped build part of the internet, remember? And I was trying to help you understand that hair stand on end problem. Yeah, no, really. We went software-defined network, and I lose everybody. And they're like, why are you talking about that? Because you're wireless. And everybody right now has a fixed magnet system sitting in their body part, and they didn't tell anybody anything about drone warfare, electromagnetics, nothing. I would know. When I taught in Wisconsin and I opened my office, Synergy.com is still me after all these years. In 1999, I opened my office and worked with the University of Minnesota Pagan Studies Group. They needed people to have something called brain-to-brain interface, so they could have synthetic telepathy, nobody else. Structured query language is what back-ends WordPress. It's also structured query language Hive that uses GitHub style, Hadoop loop, and people upload code playing other humans like Sims. Oh, but they got an app for that. So they still, to this day, will not let people talk about the Havana Syndrome. Are you kidding me? 802.15.4 is Zigbee and Bluetooth, and again, I was in January of 1994. So they used kids. That's what that whole Synergy.com is from 1992 forward. They used children to figure this tech out. They didn't tell anybody nothing. I mean, that panic never happened. It was a hysterical reaction to all the spinal damage. The lack of albumin production hang on. I want to show one other slide here, so to speak, before I get to the other part of this. First, it was fibromyalgia. It's fake pain. It's always your fault. Then it was pseudotumors and pseudoseizures and lupus and Garrett's disease and all the autoimmunes. They can never be fixed. It's your immune system. Well, that's amazing. 80% of the immune system is in the human biofield, generated by the oscillation of our DNA structures and all the PHAGE states of our cells. You think they might know that? Yeah, I bet they do. Since 1911 and before, yeah, we've had autonomous drones since 1854. Okay, so then we have fake nano diseases. Oh, actually, they're not fake. World Health Organization, been around since 1654. Yeah, and then cancer. Let other people talk about that because they have more information of how it's a big hoax. And then sudden adult death syndrome, heart attacks and strokes are normal, pseudo heart attack, pseudo stroke. So Blue Water people know all this stuff. You guys have been through it. So what happened to you, in my opinion, was y'all got sucked up in the original circles of hell, because I come from the original healing touch and therapeutic touch community, and I learned with people in Wisconsin and La Crosse. And I got news for you. A lot of those people from the real harmonic convergence disappeared. I'm still here. And they used that 9-year-old girl submitting to the Journal of the American Medical Association up until this year. Because I watched constantly. I'm like, why won't they update Wikipedia? Now they have. And I'm going to show you why. Blue Water people. That they need you to stay in these circles of hell and never understand that this body part is a body part, because you'll blow them away. So the people that are strong enough to keep this technology off of them suffer with the nano bio internet of things. Yeah, she got a number. Yeah, the 802.15.4 is 2 fixed magnets. You guys call them etheric parasites. Nah. It's just that you're so powerful with your abilities of your own, fighting against this wireless tissue engineering, depending on where you live, the epigenetics of who you're around, then the bouncing the signal back and forth. And the thing is, they've got everybody believing it's a broad signal, it's something that you can, shield from. Yeah, they wanted their people to believe that. None of that is real. This is built off the same technology that everything is around us. And the reason for SRA was because they use human tissue, they use you, to route their new internet. And anybody who knew about Dizdar's dolls, Russ Dizdar, Collins, and the Sheriff's Department's hiding all this time. They knew this, but they thought, I'm guessing, non-invasive neural technology connected to satellites that never go down. Yeah, they're called Jesuit VAX stations in UW-Whitewater. The University of Wisconsin-Whitewater is one of them. So when I worked there and I ran into different pieces of software, I kept them. Just thought, okay, they were going in the big trash heaps, no big deal. I figured it'd be in my library collecting dust. And then I heard Alex Jones talking about how you better hope you've got an old computer. But yeah, because the human body is where the data is. Now, when I can go and find the most recent cryptography, stenography-driven binomial algorithms, I used to do math in binary to subnet data sets for the 2-4 dots when I had to bring it from dial-up to broadband. So spare me, okay? I've had to dig that deep in the binomial algorithm tech, and that's where I finally found that the LOPAN, 6G LOPAN, is personal area network as defined by conductivity of the human body, not this whole, we grab it from around you. No. The science and tech on body area network, which this is wide body area network, 802.15.6, you are the network. And since 2005, you've been battling the swelling. And again, 802.15.4, it's not etheric parasites. The internet, bio-nano internet of things, is pulling the iron and different minerals and chemicals straight up out of your red blood cells right away, just like it's doing right now. But they're talking about it with backwards. I'm a network tech, so I understand exactly what this is because it's got engineering numbers on it. And then I try to help people understand this is engineered. You need to tell them that that's a body part, because when they start playing around with the drone warfare here on CONUS, you're going to have people reacting with their bodies. When we react with our body, it's like this. You can't, there's too many companies involved, so always 2 plus security. Then there's red versus blue plus their security. Then there's NATO. Then there's world oversight on top and with NATO and our NRO and other kind of sortas. Then there's proprietary software that people buy off the shelf and mess with. I'm up to 10 different layers of compression waves, because that's what this takes. You are a sack of water, and there's no consideration for you at all, because you would say, well, hey, give me that remote for my body part. They're not doing that. They sold you to people. Who? Corporations. When? September 10th, 2020, the Artificial Intelligence Symposium presented by our Department of Defense. I encourage you to go read the notes. I took my own on BrainADon.com. They are linked there. I went over them a couple times. And now we see on CSER, which is our National Reconnaissance Office news today, I posted, they're still talking about Project Maven. That's because somebody up at the DoD just threw up dirigibles again, I'm sure, knowing that the game is going to be up soon, because the rods of God and all these things that they were counting on in their Project Echelon are not at their fingertips like they thought they were. The sheriff's departments are dependent on the Dizdar dollies. Well, of course, they're flesh networks. And that, one more time, is IEEE 802.15.4, inside the human body, permanent lifetime sensors. So, MOSA. It sounds like drinks, right? No. Sensor open systems architecture, no different than the way we built the internet. Open systems interfaces. So, while you were busy thinking they would never do such a thing, back in 2002 I was doing my job, and I came across this on my friend, and it was remote procedure call. So what they do is they were putting these sensors in place, because this is 2002. By 2005, it was born. What was? Zigbee. And all the routing protocols and the dynamic channel allocation that goes with it to multiplex their signal through your muscle tissue. Yeah, I said muscle tissue. You mean it's that fenestrated? Of course it is. This is security. This isn't a joke. So yeah, and what you do, and this right here that I've written out, just so we are all clear, this is word for word, letter for letter, exactly what the technical documentation says when you go read. Anybody can go read it. It's public knowledge for the reason that it is electrical engineering. And as you read, you will be allowed to do three things. Entertainment applications, the internet is scorn, gaming, and social networking. And for those of you that think you're going to physically get up and move, you don't know what an electromagnetic is, does, or how it works. That's your biofield. You should talk to somebody who does energy work. They'll let you know. Because that feeling that you think that you thought that you might that you have, you're not going to be able to get that drone to let go of your electromagnetic field, and it dials you up like it dials a phone. Because you've given your DNA all over the place, and then no one knew, and bioinformatics is an industry where it was going, and it turned out it was all going back to BlackRock like normal. They were alerted of that earlier this year. And the back end of Space Force and Northcom is COM21 cable modems. I don't know about that, but I do know that the MAC addresses on those COM controllers are very different from anything in an inner city, which was given by Cisco equipment as a DOCSIS piece of equipment that was essentially throwaway as a network. Which means the cities can rot and burn, nobody cares. So it is my theory that you were at one point stuck in the four circles of hell that never came together because nobody could figure out the connection between cryptids being psychic and UFOs, but nobody could get to the bottom of it. Well, no, not until they had full control down to your bone marrow. Piezoelectricity is how we walk around, and that's what powers green energy in the smart grid. Apollo Neuro and its patent reveals some of the new tech, but people just can't relax anymore. Oh gosh, because it's all your fault. Because it's all your fault.
Said lady Doc's wife from Back to the Future. Maybe. Might be. You never know. You never know. Never. But hey, let's keep it moving.
And walk it to a window. That was his entire skill set. Hello, write what my brother-in-law says, walk it to a ticket window.
Give me an example when you were on the trading desk in the early days of Bear Stearns of a time that you felt either complete uncertainty or you saw total panic, where something was happening that people couldn't foretell and that they were like in an airplane cockpit where it's going wrong. Walk us through that.
In 1978, I think it was, across the news wires, there had been a collapse of the currency in Thailand. On the other side of the world, had no relationship to me. I wasn't sure where Thailand was. But the fact that a currency, a country's money, had all of a sudden dropped tremendously in value, affected the rest of the world's markets. And people panicked because they'd never seen that before. A very small part of a very complex system had a shock throughout the whole system. So prices on Park Avenue apartments, the bond markets, the stock markets, every started to gyrate. You know, there's an old mathematics expression that if a butterfly wings in Mexico make the wrong turn, it spins out, and eventually, by the time it gets to Canada, it turns into a tornado. So these are part of complex systems. So yeah, Wall Street in certain parts.
Santa Fe Institute was supposed to actually come up with a formula for that, for the butterfly wings. Why in 15 years did you reach the end of at least that experiment?
Every attempt to, that's why it's so exciting now, because I think certain people are starting to realize that there's so many things that are unexplainable that we have to think about them differently. Music is a great example. It's a common man's example. You know, when you hear a certain song, it makes you feel a certain way. How does it do that? We don't know. We can't mathematize it. And even that music, Steve, nowadays we compress music. When you have a violin, it's compressed onto your iPhone. So what does compression mean? I'm taking lots of information and I'm cutting it into lots of pieces and squishing it together. And when I squish it or compress it, I have to take out lots of pieces, but I say that they're not very important pieces. It's those pieces that we take out when we compress data, to me, are the most interesting parts of life.
You just said a while ago, part of this new search for science may go back to when people were actually talking about a soul. And
to me, are the most interesting parts of life.
You just said a while ago, part of this new search for science may go back to when people were actually talking about a soul, and you said there's no doubt in your mind that there is a soul. Describe for me what you mean by that. What do you mean by soul? What do you mean soul different than the physical analog body that we're seeing on film right now?
It's difficult to describe in words. I mean, I'm not a poet. Poems get a little closer to what that really means. But we can, even the concept of what is life becomes complicated when you deal with plants and seeds. Is a seed alive? I don't know. Certain people would say, no, it's dead. When you're a banana, one of my favorite examples is the banana that's sitting on the countertop in your kitchen today. Is it alive or dead?
What do you think about human life? What is human? Tell me about human life.
But your banana is alive. That banana is breathing. It's on your. You say that's impossible, Jeffrey. No, it's not.
Is the banana conscious?
All these words. These are words. So everyone's trying to fit a very complicated concepts into a very small box called conscious or alive. These don't fit in that way. So if you put your banana in a bag and put another fruit in with it, the fruit ripens faster because the banana breathes with it. We don't understand most of those things. So you asked the big question. Sorry.
You talk about the life. What about human life?
What about it?
Tell me what do you think? What do you think human life is?
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And when I say miracle, I can't explain it, and I make no attempt to explain it at the moment. We don't know how to think about it. And anyone, again, another one of the Feynman quotes when he was talking about quantum physics. He said, anyone, Jeffrey, who says they understand quantum physics and quantum mechanics and quantum behavior, you know they're lying.
Let's talk about it. That's post-Newtonian. Talk about what's the difference. Who founded quantum mechanics? Why is quantum mechanics taking Newtonian physics and taking it to the next level?
It forms a much broader category.
Let's go back to this desk. You use the thing of Newton using this desk. Why can't Newton's theory explain everything? Why did subatomic quantum mechanics or quantum physics have to come in to explain this?
Well, so let's go right back to square one. Why is it called quantum physics? So quanta is a word that simply means packet, small amount. So it's quantized. So we recognized, when we recognized that this table appears, another very complicated word, solid to us, it's really made up of molecules or atoms. And atoms, we've given lots of names to what some of the behaviors. If you were in school, when you and I were in school in the 50s, the model was a little center thing in the middle, and an electron went around and around it. It was seen as a ball that went around and around it. And as we started to look at, say, well, let's see what this ball looks like. I want to be able to examine that little thing called an electron. We found that there was nothing there. There wasn't the thing. It was simply a cloud of energy that we can call an electron. So we already started to see mysterious things as we go into very super small quantities, quantum physics. So quantum physics started to go into the very small, and at very small distances, we see things that we can't explain. We just cannot explain.
How am I doing on time?
4 minutes.
Fine.
And to summarize, no, sorry.
Let's go back to human life. When do you think human life starts?
It's not these. So you see, this is the question. You're asking me to measure something again. It's the disease.
It can't be measured. You just hate making commitments.
That's why I'm not married.
Hits him with a bazinga at the end. That's why I'm not married. I just have prostitutes. I'm a pimp. I hang out in the ballers club. So dude got the Thanos chin, basically his whole face. Facts, 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 facts. Diabolically insane indeed. Dude is mentally deranged, clinically insane. Plus he eats everything, everything. Okay, he needs to be stopped. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be stopped. But that's it for tonight's show. I'd like to thank y'all for coming through with another TikTok live reaction. You know what, Bando fam? All the time I appreciate all the time y'all spend with me. Cause shit, couldn't do this shit without y'all, man. Couldn't do it without y'all. Most of the time, I'll be thinking like, man, this stuff gotta be entertaining for somebody. I'm just doing it for the leave something for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want them to know, hey man, this my dad thinks he's go along that life path. You know what I'm saying? Because I like people to know, like I'm not insane. I just think the way that you're supposed to think. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that hard. A lot of people should do it. It's not hard. You know what I'm saying? If you critically think about a lot of shit, you can figure out a lot of things. But shit, I'm gonna keep it up, keep living this life.
Mars. Only a fool would include his own death as part of a plan. Young lady.
Mars so cold, I think I'm done with ice. Birds, if I leave her, she gon' die. Well, bitch, you done with life. Okay.
We had a saying where we would be like, peace, be safe. But then we heard Nipsey say, stay dangerous. And I never understood it. But then when I finally understood it, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Stay dangerous. Because when you are, you're aware. If you're part of the danger, you can see the danger around you as well. You have to stay dangerous. Because if we're not, we're going to get caught unaware. And then we're just a pawn being used. When you carry yourself like a king, you will be.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
The real flex is how many lives you can positively impact. It's not about cars, clothes, or clout. Influence means nothing if you're not helping somebody to grow. The legacy you leave won't be measured by what you had, but by who you helped. Real power